Okay, we have joined another train. Right now we're going directly to Thames, to Romsey. So, here is Damport, Kent Damport. From here, the train takes off. Now we are heading to Romsey. Yeah. So basically, this is still Kent. It's another little city in Belgium. There are notable schools here. And they also speak Dutch in this part of Belgium. Quite unlike Brussels, where the official language there is French. Most people here are bilingual, so you would easily find people that speak also English and speak French. Some also could speak Dutch. So this train is not so congested today. There's not a lot of people in it. So I'm just gonna relax. That's the difference between the smaller cities when it compared to the major city, Antwerp or Brussels. They are more bubbly, more fun, more things to do. Whereas over here, it's quieter. And some people like quiet actually. They think it's a better place to raise children when there is not much distraction. I beg the difference because it depends on how you want to raise your kids. If you want to raise your kids to be too quiet and antisocial, you may choose a location to drill that into them. If you want them to be a little bit more sociable, then you need to bring them out to see the world and see the components in the world, the different types of people. They can learn a whole lot that prepares them for life, because you never know where your kids will end up. And people make this conscientious effort to make sure that they run the lives of their children. I don't know when they realize to stop. Like, do you stop at 18? Do you stop at 20 or 30? When do you actually stop? I think that when you have raised a child up onto, let's say 16, 17, or 18, you should lose your grip a little bit so that the child can conform to their environment, adjust to the conditions or circumstances that they encounter, because sooner or later you as a parent may have to say bye-bye, either because of giving them up for marriage or when nature calls. Whatever the circumstance may be, you will not be there to monitor them, to watch how they are surviving in their new environment without mom and dad. And those who are overly protective, they make often that mistake, and then in the future their children are shouldering unbelievable burdens that they had not prepared themselves for. So basically, that's why I postulate that sometimes you have to loosen up your grip. At least this time around, you know the child will come home. This time around, you know you can still make adjustments with the child or the young person so that they are learning, making their mistakes, learning in front of you, than making those mistakes when you were nowhere to be found. Raising a human being is not easy, I understand, but sometimes, yeah, for those of us who believe in God, we always believe also that the mercy of God, His grace, the fear of God, the knowing that it will be okay, sometimes is enough for people to manage life the way they can and leave the rest for their Creator. Yeah, so that looks like a little river over there. I see boats. Yeah, this has become like a familiar pattern. Almost all the parts of Europe, you can see attached houses, townhouses, attached houses, bricos, stuccos, and it's arranged in a way that you think it's been used for a fence, because you don't see any adjoining streets so easily. You travel quite some distance before you see adjoining streets or adjoining roads or corners.
Geeft onze trein een voorzienende stilstand van 12 minuten voor we verder reizen richting Ronse. Vanuit Gent-Sint-Pieters kunt u nog verder reizen naar Antwerpen Centraalspoor 1, 15:53. De Pannenspoor 9, 15:53. Mechelenspoor 3, 15:57. Oostendespoor 12, 16:02. Brussels Airport Zaventem spoor 10 om 16:03. Gerardsbergen-spoor 8, 16:05. Kortrijkspoor 9, 16:06. Aalst en Londenspoor 4, 16:13.
Yeah, it was just a little short announcement. I was telling the passengers information about their travel. That was the tram driving on the streets. It's not like the one we rode the other time, a metro that's on the ground. This is actually on the street, sharing the same street with sometimes buses, sometimes vehicles, sometimes bicycles, but it's so organized with stoplights, and each one knows when to go and when not to go. And all time there is peace and safety in the transportation system. We are now in Oudenaarde. It runs. Oudenaarde runs. And we are going to take this ride all the way to the end of Runs. And there I will alight and I'll have my meeting. And interestingly enough, we could probably find something also to show over there. So a very interesting journey to see different parts, different modes, different structures, different environment, and that makes for a unique tour. As I said, sooner or later we will be going to Amsterdam. Yeah, mostly when we see on television abroad, Amsterdam, Brussels, and big cities, you know, you see Rome, you see London, and you are focused on the busy state of those cities. You tend to think that all those luxury are obtainable everywhere. No, you are able to see those in big cities. In the smaller cities, things are a bit slower. You see people sporadically. There is less congestion. People are a little bit more private, more quiet. There's no rowdiness, there's no loud music. Just people go about their business quietly. And sometimes they are just going from work to home, from home to work. That is a conductor. This man here is an official or a staff of the train. So I'm sure they are staff of this train where I'm seated right now. They wear the same uniforms. If it is not to drive, if it's not what they call a chauffeur, it is more than likely a staff that assists with tickets or assists with giving people guide as to how, where they might sit in the train. If there are any obstacles or difficulties in the train, they usually attend to you. These will be the first people that you will encounter if you are sick or unconscious. So I am very sure they have been taught CPR and all life-saving emergencies so that they are able to attend to emergencies and save lives before the doctors and nurses and paramedics come. They often are trained on what to do. Yeah, so basically we're going to Ronse, and there in fact we see Oudenaarde and Ronse. So at 15:57 we should be in Ronse effectively. Still your boy, Maximus Top, bringing you all around the coast, bringing you to different parts of the world. And in this our tour, we are in Europe, Western Europe to be precise. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Sometimes the broadcast is fiery and sometimes it's relaxed. Yeah, that's the combination of moods, and I hope each one gives you the needed education and illumination that's necessary for you to come along with your understanding of what uniqueness each cities that we present possess. And sometimes when we are going to go in depth with our interviews, ask people to make time for discussions, maybe over a lunch table or a dinner table. At that point in time, you would be knowing more about individuals and persons. But for now, we're just showing locations, geographical locations, interesting attractions, and several possibilities. Well, the time now is about 15 hours and 20 minutes. And so it's not going to be long again before we get to our final destination. And we will definitely be there before 16 hours, maybe 16 plus hours. So, gentlemen, we continue to show. Aldenado, the stop we have made for the train to take more passengers and let out those who have arrived at destination and continue the journey. Sometimes the conductor or the driver of these trains may take a pause, either to ease themselves or take a quick snack, and they know where they're going to take the stops and how long the stops are going to be. And usually, if you were going to take an IC, an intercity train, that one moves with speed and doesn't stop so regularly. But if you were to take a train that is called a stop train, better be sure you're not going to work. Better be sure you don't have other things that are pressing that you need to do. Just cut out that day for a journey. Then you will be patiently accommodating the slow pace at which you travel and arrive at your destination. So exactly that is what I am doing. I would have hoped to move further and launch directly towards my direction to show and see more things, but because of the delay, it looks like everything is static. We have stopped now for more than 15 minutes. And yes, because the train is not always frequent in this direction, they are also patient so that nobody misses their train. Because if you miss your train, maybe the next time you get another one going the same direction will be an hour difference. So that is why they give the train the opportunity, especially with their stop trains, to stop and wait, get passengers, get enough of them, and disembark. So it's a great thing to see and understand these dynamics. Here they only have 2 platforms that one can take off from platform 1 and platform 2. I don't know if you guys observed when we were at Central Station Antwerp that we had spots from 1 to up to 25 where people can wait for their trains. But in these smaller cities, you can get 2 platforms, or you can get at most 4 platforms. And so these limitations necessitate also the process that are sometimes either slow or they are fast. So I think that the conductor is readying for disembarkation. And it's quite unlike the aeroplane, because I remember the aeroplane when they... Hi, how are you?
Good. Can I see your ticket, please?
Yes, you can. We're making recording. I hope you don't mind being in it.
No, I don't want to be recorded.
Oh, come on. So I can show my people what a conductor...
No. It's no.
What a conductor looks like, yeah? I can't do it.
No.
Oh, you just messed up my video.
This is first class. Second class is for over there.
Oh, okay. I have to edit you out then. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Yes, even on train they have first class and they have second class, and that's just the way it is. So looks like a big ING over there, very, very big. Wow. I hope that's not their head office in this area. Interesting. Yippee. Infrabel. Looks like Infrabel. Is that a telephone company, or the bell in it? I'm sure is electric company. I mean a telephone company. Great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Another river with boats. Cool. Solid bridge. I think we're approaching Ramsey. Great and wonderful space, a place to be. Look into it. It's actually looking much more beautiful than I thought. say it's not so far again, but I don't think I'm going to keep recording till we get there. But at least we know we're probably 5 minutes away, so I'll probably record when I disembark and show a little bit more about that environment. So for now, it was nice hanging out. I remain your boy, Maximus Top. Ciao.